Vivo has been advertising the Y76 5G as a vlogging phone, even though their packaging says otherwise. So the question is, ano ba talaga Vivo? Hey guys, Tito James here. Happy New Year. Welcome to my very first video of 2022, where we take a closer look at the Vivo Y76 5G and figure out if it is a vlogging phone like they say it is. To get straight to the point, the answer to that question is not really. The reason why I'm saying that is because I think the front camera needs some work. Here's some sample footage so you can see what I'm talking about.
Okay, so of course we have to test out if this is a vlogging phone or your phone you can vlog with 1080p 30 frames per second. And one qualm I have about it is, I'm sure you've noticed already, there is no EIS on the front camera. It's only on the rear camera, so it's going to be shaky footage, and it looks like it's having a hard time with exposure as well. In fact, look at the screen right now and it's a really bright day, so I don't know what's happening. So yeah, let me know what you think in the comment section. Now let's switch over to the rear cameras. Alright, so switching over to the rear camera, things do look a lot better. This is their standard stabilization, and I just have to take a quick video of this cute little cat here. Hello cat. Anyway, didn't make me pansin, but yeah, it looks really good. I'm gonna try and switch this over to their ultra stabilization. I don't know why I just air quoted when it's the rear camera and you can't see me, so let's switch over to that right now. Okay, now we're using ultra stabilization, and there looks to be a rather significant crop. I think this is to balance out the little more wobbles here, and it looks like there is some degradation when it comes to quality as well, since it is zoomed in digitally. So you might not want to be using this. I think the standard stabilization is enough. But yeah, again, let me know what you think in the comment section.
Of course, you can still shoot vlogs with this phone, but I think you will need some workarounds. For instance, like having a selfie stick with a tripod, since being stationary should alleviate the problems with exposure, and of course, being stationary should lessen the chance of you giving your audience motion sickness. But as something that's advertised as a vlog phone, I don't think that the Y76 5G covers all the bases. Now, that's not to say that the device doesn't get anything right. You can get some great shots with the rear cameras. The skin tones in the shots we took really looked nice, even though the photo I'm showing you wasn't in a well-lit space. The portrait mode does a pretty good job as well, and props to Vivo since you're even getting those nice bokeh balls. I like the overall dynamic range, plus the fact that you're not getting overly processed colors. And you can get some good detail, as you can see in this photo of one of the cats around BGC. Of course, when it comes to the selfie cameras, the photos are the same mixed bag when it comes to exposure. You could set it manually, but for those quick snaps, just make sure to take a ton of safety selfies. Now, switching over to night mode, again, you can get some pretty decent shots depending on the lighting conditions. If you're shooting a poorly lit scene, you can expect details to be very muddy, which is understandable at this price point. But we took this around the Greenbelt area after Christmas, and while it won't be super sharp if you pixel peep or if you zoom in, the overall photos we were able to take are more than good enough for posting on Facebook. Like I said at the start, the front cameras do need some work. Maybe a software update could solve the exposure issues I've been having, but I really don't think that the Y76 5G is a vlogging phone, since it does lack some features that are usually associated with devices that are advertised as so. There's still a lot to like about the Y76 5G though. Personally, I think it's one of the best looking phones in this price range, and that's not just because of the colorway we got it in. If you want a relatively thin and light device, this should also check that box for you. You're also getting a fairly decent display, 6.58 inches, Full HD Plus resolution, although I would have loved to see an AMOLED panel from Vivo here. It did the trick for me, and the colors are what you would expect from an IPS panel, so you can enjoy all the K-pop goodness on it. And while it's hard to really judge it from the B-roll I'm showing you, you can use it outdoors, but you will really need to max out the brightness slider to help it out. The big con for the display for me is that it's locked at 60 Hz in a time that we're seeing phones in and around this price point get at least 90, so that is rather disappointing. And just to give you guys more of a recap of the specs, you have the Dimensity 700 from MediaTek. It's a chip that we're all very familiar with, and it's paired with a good amount of RAM at 8GB, which you can even extend in the settings by giving up some of your storage that's at 128 gigs. Honestly, the Dimensity 700 is good enough for what I do on a day-to-day basis. That's a bit of work through messaging apps, email, and some productivity apps, watching some videos here and there, and some very light gaming. By the way, Cholo is making a gaming review for this device if you want a deeper dive into that subject, but the issue here is really price to performance, since we know that this processor is featured in much affordable devices. So I already feel you guys typing away in the comment section about that. As for the battery, the capacity is a bit on the low side at 4100 milliamp hours, but it did really well in terms of endurance in our battery benchmark tests, clocking in a time of 17 hours and 14 minutes, and that's partly due to the fact that the screen is locked at 60 Hz. Charging for the Y76 5G is at 44 watts, and I did a 30-minute charge test and it went from 46% to 99%, so charging speeds for this phone is not bad at all. Still, I really wish that they had gotten this to at least 5,000, but that would sacrifice how nice and sleek the phone is, so you really have to think if that compromise is worth it. So there you go, that's my take on the vivo Y76 5G, and if it is a vlog phone, remember Cholo does have a gaming review for this device, so watch out for it. But if you like this video, give us a thumbs up, sub to the channel, and make sure you hit that notification bell. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them down below and I'll try to get to them as soon as I can. For all the latest in tech, head to unbox.ph, plus follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and on TikTok. My name is Tito James. Peace, God bless. See you guys next time, and Happy New Year, guys. Stay safe.